RJ Lamont. Got these motherfucking streets talking.
Yeah, damn Mark, where you been? Shit, jugging on that road. My bitch claim I be embarrassing and doing her so wrong. Why? Cause I fucked that nigga bitch.
What up, RJ Lamont? What's going on?
What up, though? Chillin'.
What's happening, man? So where you from, man?
I'm actually from the east side of Detroit. I went to Finney High School. I'm from like the Meringue area, Meringue gang, if you're familiar with that. That's like the area I'm from, you know.
Okay. So how'd you get into music or producing?
I actually got into music because my older cousin was like one of the first rappers from Michigan to ever get signed. He go by the name of Tonton. A lot of people is familiar with him, especially if you grew up. If you was in high school in the early 2000s, you know exactly who Tonton is. And basically, he got signed to Jazzy Faye when I was about 14. So I kind of grew up in the industry. So from there, I mean, what else was I gonna do? I mean, most people tend to do what like your mom or your dad. Like if your mom or your dad doctors and lawyers, you probably gonna be a doctor and a lawyer. Well, the person that's raising me was my cousin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was a rapper, so I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna do something in music. Either I'm gonna be a rapper.
Yeah, all the way around it, yeah.
Man, I'm gonna be a singer. I couldn't rap or sing, so that was out of the question. So it was like, either I'm gonna be a manager, I'm gonna make the beats, or I'm gonna be a road manager or something.
Yeah.
So it was just basically, I always gonna do something in music.
Yeah, music was always around.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So how long you been producing beats?
To be honest, it'll be 10 years in February.
10 years in the work.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
It'll be 10 years in February.
Grinding, definitely noticed.
Yeah. I sold my first beat like 2 weeks after I started.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
That's what's up, and it just went up from there, man.
Yeah. I actually sold it to Willie J. Peso. You familiar with him?
No.
Willie J. Peso, he's from Detroit. It's crazy.
Shout out to him, though.
It's crazy how I sold it because like I went to a club for the first time, and I seen a bunch of dudes standing outside with shirts that matched. So I was like, they must be rappers. So I just walked up to one of them like, hey, y'all rap? I make beats. And it just happened to be Willie J. Peso. He was one of them, and sent him some beats and shit. He bought them bitches the next day, and after that, like, man, no, what happened? He paid like, I want to say he gave me like $150 for that beat. But at the time, I was working at Taco Bell, and my checks was like $220. I was like, nigga, $150 for 1 day of work versus $220 for 2 weeks.
That life changer right there.
Bro, I quit my job. But look, this is the crazy part. I quit my job exactly the next day. Never went back. But I never sold another beat the whole year. So it was just like the worst decision ever.
Yeah. It has ups and downs.
Yeah.
So what are you working on right now?
Right now, to be completely honest, at the point of this interview coming out, I feel like I'm gonna have so much stuff popping. But right now, I really ain't working on nothing. I just had a baby, so I really just been doing that. I ain't gonna even lie. Thank you. But so that's all I really been doing. I'm getting back into working because she's getting a little older. She's a little bit more self-dependent now, so I'm getting back into working now. And that's why I feel like by the time this interview come out, I'm gonna have everything. Everything you hear gonna say RJ Lamont on it. Cause it's more so me not putting in the effort to work with people, cause I took a step back.
Oh, for sure, you got to, man. That's Having a kid is definitely big.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in like 5, 10, 20 years? It doesn't matter. Maybe 5 years. We'll start with 5 years.
We should start with 20.
With music-wise, possibly, or it could be like out of music-wise. You know, where do you see everything?
In 5 years, I know for sure in 5 years, I need at least one #1 record.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
I need at least one.
I say less than 5 years. That's gonna happen.
I mean, but you don't want to say like, okay, I'm gonna do it in 2 years, and then it happened in 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So if you say 5 and it happened in 4, you like, I mean, I beat the odds. So I say I at least need one #1 record and at least 15 placements on major CDs. No, it's 5 years, bro. I need at least 5 a year, so that's like 25. I need at least 25 placements. At least 25 placements on major CDs.
It's gonna happen, man. You definitely got the hustle. So
Yeah.
who do you wish to work with in the future? It could be someone local. It could be, someone big in the industry. But who you wish to collab with?
To be honest, I don't know, because as my goal in like making beats and stuff, my goal was to do beats for Gucci Mane and Boosie, and I did both of those last year. So it was like, I mean, who else do you really want to make beats for besides Gucci Mane and Boosie? After that, it's like, I mean, y'all cool, but y'all ain't Gucci or Boosie. Jeezy. I can say Jeezy. Jeezy. If I get Jeezy off my bucket list, then all I'm missing is like Jay-Z, and then I'm just good. I ain't gotta make no more beats.
Yeah.
No more
Shout out
beats.
to them. So how can someone book you or buy a beat from you?
You could actually slide in my DMs. I respond to them all day.
Okay. So
You can hit me on social media.
Yeah. What's your social media?
RJ Lamont. RJLAMONT. Or you can hit my email, RJLamont Sounds. It's just RJ Lamont, and then you add sounds, SOUNDS, @gmail.com. I really don't respond to my email that much, so it'd be better to just DM me on any social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all of that. I'd be on that. I'm always on it.
Dope, man. All right, so now we're gonna get behind him doing what he does best. And thanks, RJ, for the interview.
A low piano. You can start off with a low piano. Do something like that. Something real quick. Then you want to add a higher piano. Something simple like that. Add that bell. Maybe some times. Not everybody like Detroit beats the times. Good looking. And bring back in the drum.
Ooh, RJ.
RJ always tripping, man. RJ always tripping, man.
What's crazy is you can actually, this is a little trick, I can give away this sauce. You could take the pattern from the bass right here. You could take that pattern and put it with the 808 and have the 808 going basically the same way, so like this. Then you layer your 808s with your kicks so to hit harder.
RJ always tripping.
So you take your snare. So my problem been lately is that when I make my snares, they sound like this. And that shit just sound old school to me.
RJ.
Sound like the shit I was doing like 3 years ago. I don't be doing that shit no more. So I be listening to like other Detroit producer beats, and all they do is they just turn the pitch up a little bit on the snare, so it sound like this.
RJ.
From there, you'll pretty much just structure it. You might add a couple more things, but for the most part, that's a whole beat.
RJ.
Lamont, and that was me making a beat for y'all. Turn up.
Yeah,